Coming up on this week's Jaguar Week in Review, we sit down with members from both the boys and girls basketball teams to get their thoughts on this year's season. And in this week's Focus Point, Dylan Meyer sits down with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes to learn about their group. We'll have these stories and more coming up. The Jaguar Week in Review starts now. And welcome to the Jaguar Week in Review for this week. I'm Cody Bertram, and thanks for watching. We begin this week with news. The BBE Community Ed program will be headed to Jackpot Junction in Redwood Falls this Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All Players Club members will receive $15 in free money. There is also a minimum of 30 people needed to go. The fee is $10. The bus will depart the BBE Elementary at 8:30 and the high school at 8:45. BBE is currently looking for a student interested in becoming a Jaguar clothing store manager. This position requires someone who is motivated, creative, and organized. The job tasks will include creating, developing, and maintaining both the online store and the physical school store. This job will require 70-plus hours of time and a year-long commitment from April to April. If you are interested in the position, contact Mrs. McDonald to fill out an application. The deadline for applications is March 23, 2018. The yearbook is looking for parents who would like to write their senior a letter in the yearbook. A letter to your graduate for the yearbook is an excellent way to personalize the yearbook for your child. A letter is generally a few sentences long with some memorable, meaningful pictures. If you are interested in marking this occasion in the yearbook, contact yearbook@bbejaguars.org with questions. There is open gym every Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. at the BBE High School and Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. at the elementary. The cost is $1 and everyone is welcome. And finally, there will be a District Advisory Council meeting this Monday in the BBE Elementary Music Room from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. A school board meeting will follow this in the BBE High School Media Center from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And now let's move into this week's check-in. This week, reporter Robert Wold sat down with the robotics team to take a look at how they did in this year's competition.
This past weekend, the BBE robotics team went up to Duluth to compete in Amsoy Arena. Teams from across the state came to see whose robot was truly the best of the best. I sat down with Thomas Jerstead to see how they did.
Probably the biggest challenge was that we had a lot of new members, and so during the build season, which is 6 weeks long, I had to not only work on the robot, but I had to teach the kids kind of like what needed to be done.
I also talked to him about what are some of the biggest challenges he had to overcome.
I think with a lot of patience. It took longer, but by taking time with the kids and teaching them what to do, from here on out, things will go a lot smoother.
I also sat down with one of the younger members of the team to see what their first time experience competing was like.
What was your greatest moment from competing this year?
Our greatest moment would be getting 28th out of 62 teams. It was really good this year. Past years has been really, really tough.
And we would like to congratulate this year's team on their great showing at the competition. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a group that meets every Thursday morning. Reporter Dylan Meyer attended this week's morning breakfast to better understand their mission.
FCA is a sports ministry that was founded in Kansas City, Missouri back in 1954. Now, FCA is all over the country and recently found its way into the Belgrade community. Although it stands for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, FCA allows students of all religion, not just Christians, to come together for a breakfast as well as devotionals once a week. We were curious how FCA came to be in our community, so we asked Pastor John Dalen how he got FCA started in Belgrade.
And we started FCA about 3 years ago, and we wanted to do something that would encourage our students who are active in different involvements at school with sports or band, choir, things like that, and give them some positive encouragement each week.
We then asked him why he feels FCA is important to the community.
I think it's very important for the community. It seems like we've gotten a lot of good community support, so people are behind it and they want to, they're reminded that our youth are important and that we want to do things to help and encourage them every week. So.
We then sat down with some BBE high school students who attend FCA every week to see what they like most about it.
I would obviously be getting together with y'all, having just a good time. I usually don't wake up too early, so it's nice to wake up earlier and then I get, like I said, get to spend time with friends.
My favorite part about FCA is getting to go every morning and meet with friends and get to eat a hot meal.
I like going to FCA because it's a breakfast and you get a quick little blessing in with it as well.
We also asked why FCA is important to them.
It really humbles me that people take time out of their morning every Thursday to come and make breakfast for us athletes, and it really brings us together.
It's nice to see a whole bunch of Christian athletes get together. You don't see stuff like this too often, so it kind of gives me hope.
Join us next week with more stories from the BBE area.
And again, FCA meets every Thursday morning at the Grace Lutheran Church in Belgrade at 7:30. And now Riley is here with sports. Both the boys and girls basketball team seasons coming to an end this past weekend.
Yes, they did, Cody. With the boys and girls seasons coming to an end against Hinckley and Monaga respectively, I got a chance to sit down with members from both the boys and the girls basketball teams to get their thoughts on these seasons.
The BBE Jaguars winter sports season has officially came to an end, with both the boys and girls basketball seasons closing this past week. This year was sophomore guard Jenna Dingman's first year on the varsity team.
At the beginning of the season, there was a little bit of pressure, but as the season went on, the easier things got and the less pressure there was.
The way this year's season ended for the Lady Jags has them ready to go to prepare for next year.
We are losing 5 seniors, which are great leaders, and we will very much miss them. But coming back, we still have a lot of people that did put in some good varsity minutes, so we will still have a pretty good team.
The BBE girls basketball team had a very strong season this year.
Overall, our season was very good. We now hold the record for the most wins in a regular season, which is pretty cool for us.
Senior guard Jaden Gosson played a very big role on this year's Jaguars team.
I think my role on this team as a captain and a role player in general was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed every single second of it, and I think that it helped contribute keeping the girls in the game hyped as well as the girls on the bench, so that was fun.
Being in basketball for as many years as she has, she expressed what being in a team sport can do for her and anyone else.
So basketball has definitely taught me how to be a team player, to know your roles and when to, how to step up in certain situations and just be a part of a team and have fun. From those countless morning practices to Monday night Alec League to even the Wisconsin Dells. It was just a fun experience all those years, and I can't believe it's over.
The boys basketball team had a mix of experienced and non-experienced players, as 8th grader Ashton Dingman played a big part down the stretch.
I didn't play till towards the end of the season, but I can take away a lot of experience to help next year's team, and I learned a lot of things that I didn't know coming in, so that'll help with the coming years.
Being only an 8th grader, Ashton expressed the way that the older guys on the team helped him through the year.
It's going to be really hard because they helped me with a lot of things, and they had a lot of experience, taking up almost the whole starting 5, so it's going to be hard with all of them gone, and just having fun with them was awesome.
This year's group of seniors and the rest of the team strive hard every day to be the best that they could be.
The season, it was really fun. I mean, it sucks that it's over, but I mean, from day one, this group of seniors, they got in the gym, they worked hard, and it was just really fun to be part of this kind of group that worked so hard. I mean, even though we didn't get the result we wanted in the end, it was really fun to be a part of this team.
The boys basketball team worked hard all season to prove that they were a team to not just to be looked over.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously with the schedule we played during the year, I mean, we ended up being a 2 seed with a 10-16 record, which you don't see that very too often. It just shows, I mean, how tough a schedule we really play. So I wasn't really surprised when we made to the subsection finals. I mean, we had Hinckley, who's number 5 in the QRF, 29-29 at half. So I mean, it would have been nice to get further. But yeah, it was definitely, I think, well deserved to get to the subsection finals, although it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to.
And next week, we will begin our coverage of spring sports.
All right, Riley, we'll look forward to that. And that is all we have for this week's episode. If you would like to catch our future episodes, be sure to subscribe to us at PBE Broadcasting on YouTube, iTunes, and the Google Play Store. Thanks for watching, and for all of us here at PBE Broadcasting, have a great weekend.